the computer and hope that it doesn't break anything. But a couple people may trickle in here, but just wanted to have this call to kick things off, the community, introduce myself, talk about what to expect inside, and kind of like how to be successful with this community. So, I guess I'll do an intro. Most of you know me, but in the future, people won't know me, right? So, just a little bit of my backstory, why I started this program or this community, and we'll kind of take it from there. So, for those of you who don't know me, Nathan Spears, very passionate about golf. I started golf when I was 21 years old. Very randomly, my dad called me and asked what I was doing. It was my 21st birthday. I said, I just left the golf course. He said, you golf? I said, no, I don't. I was just out there drinking with the boys. What's up? And he said, well, do you want to get good at golf? I said, what does that even mean, Dad? And he said, well, meet me at the range tomorrow. Unbeknownst to me, because I have a very interesting backstory with my dad, but he wasn't in my life growing up. So he had an entire life before he had me. He was like almost 50 when he had me. And he was an avid golfer and had written a golf book and had done all these things. And within 6 months, so by November, I was a scratch golfer. I was playing 2-0. I was shooting par at the local course. Okay. Now, that November, my stepmother got diagnosed with cancer. Life got in the way. She was given 3 months to live. She ended up living 4 years. My dad passed away after 4 years. He actually died before she did. So, very interesting sequence of events. Now, throughout that process, I was not a great human being, to be transparent. I had addiction problems. I had anger issues. I had a drinking problem. You name it. And when my dad passed away, I was even angrier. And for me, it's been a long path to be the person that you see now. Don't drink, got rid of all my addiction. Um, every once in a while, might get upset when the Cowboys play terrible, but complete control over my emotions. But more importantly, like I got to the root of why I had the issues personally, and then rebuilt my golf game as well. And I've learned a lot throughout the years. I've built sales teams, scaled companies, you name it. And I wanted to build this community to instill some of that wisdom into other people and to give them very simple, actionable steps to overcome golf and life, right? So the whole process is really the five fundamentals. So if you go in here, and I'll share my screen here, I believe the five fundamentals of golf are very similar to the five fundamentals that you need to master life. So the first one is your grip. So it's the only thing that you're holding on to in the club, and it's very, very important to have that right. Otherwise, you're going to be compensating everywhere else. The correlation to life, you ever heard someone when you're acting crazy, oh, get a grip, right? Our beliefs, our identities, those are the things that subconsciously program how we act, right? If we believe that people are bad, that, in this day and time, a lot of people have that belief. So they go out searching for things that validate that belief. If you believe that people are good, you will go and you will find things to validate that belief. Our brains are supercomputers that are hardwired to look for things that validate our beliefs. So we have to get to a point of understanding what are our belief systems, what are our identities, and do we want to be attached to those beliefs and identities? Because you can rewire them once you get to the root of them. Once you do that, then you go to a stance. Now, stance is in a golf swing, where are we lined up? Where is our body aimed? So when I swing this club, the ball should go in that general direction, right? And the parallel to life is alignment and intention. So that to me is having a clear picture of what you want your life to look like and living by design, right? And a lot of times when you are living very intentionally like that, and you have goals that you're reaching for, you're going to hit milestones. You're going to hit sometimes brick walls. You're like, why can I not get through this? Then you go back to your beliefs and you can strip down, whether it be financial beliefs. A lot of people have limiting beliefs around money, right? I had one a long time ago. I was raised in the church. Money is the root of what? All evil. Now, they don't say for the love of money. They say money is the root of all evil. So I had a limiting belief that if I made a certain amount of money, it would make me a bad person. And I had to like reframe that and strip that away. And we have to constantly go back to our beliefs and our identities as we're building, because those are the things that are really going to allow us to have exponential growth in golf or in life. If any of you guys watch golf, you'll see the number one drill that Scotty Scheffler works on is his grip. He is constantly going back and working on his grip, because without a good grip, without good beliefs and identities, nothing else fucking matters. Just doesn't, right? The third thing is initiation. So that is starting our backswing, right? Are we being very intentional? And what most people have, you'll see somebody if they've got like the yips, right? They'll stand over the ball for forever. They'll stand over the ball for 90 seconds before they ever pull the trigger. I know Spieth got in that a couple years ago. They timed it. He was standing over the ball for almost a minute every time before he pulled the trigger. And that is all about the courage to take action and then just trust in the process, right? So it's the courage to begin and the things to overcome those fears that prevent a lot of people from beginning their life, really, and living life on their own terms. Then the downswing. When we've done all of this work, now we just have to let it go. And we have to have trust that we have done the work that's going to allow this ball to go out 300 yards into the future, or the trust that we are on the right path. We are building life with intention. We are walking with courage, and the universe is going to provide. If I continue to do my part and I continue to work, the universe is going to provide. The last step is the finish. So are we finishing in balance, or are we really off balance, right? And that's all about detaching to the outcomes and being focused on the process. Any of you guys who have worked with me in sales, process over results. Because if you focus on the process and you really get dialed in and you're doing the right daily actions, eventually those compound and then you start getting the results, right? So it's about the daily actions that are compounding. I know all of you are either in good shape or used to be in good shape, Shane. And like the big thing on working out, why so many people aren't in good shape, is because they're so attached to getting some sort of outcome that after 3 weeks of going to the gym and getting no results, they quit because they don't have that trust and that faith in the process. So it's all about faith and doing the actions even when you're not seeing the results, especially in golf, guys. Like when you're incorporating new swing changes, usually you hit the ball worse for the first 50 balls or so. And then you start making really good contact. And you're like, oh, shit, okay. Now I'm understanding. It's intentional practice. And you build it this way, one thing at a time, so that by the time you're done, all of these actions have compounded to a very fundamentally strong swing. And from a life perspective, you understand, you're very aware of why you do the things that you do. You're very aware of what comes up and when things are coming up that are blocking you, how to deal with them. And you find a lot more peace in your day-to-day life because you know you're doing the right things. Hopefully that's tracking. So the biggest thing I would say is in the community, guys, like just come in, introduce yourself, say hi, be engaging. Eventually, when we get to enough people in here, I'll be doing giveaways for people that are top of the leaderboard, and just engage and be patient. When you're going through these, don't try to, it's not a race to get to the end. It is a intentional practice of just becoming better each and every day because you know that you're going to the range. You know that you're working out. You know that you're doing role plays. You know that you're getting better in golf on the course and in life off the course. So those are really the things that I really wanted to harp on. And then I wanted to open it up for Q&A. I know there's only a couple of you in here, but if you have any questions, fire away. And I won't take up a ton of your time other than that. So any questions? Guys, any questions? Or is that pretty straightforward? Give me a like in the chat. How often are we going to have group calls? So right now, I want to do once a week. Once we get enough guys in here, we can certainly do more than that. And I'm open to changing the time as well. If people prefer to do Mondays instead of Fridays, whatever the case may be, I'm open to it. But I don't want you to wait for group calls to engage. I don't want you to wait for group calls to get your questions asked. If you have a question, shoot me a DM, post it in the chat, and I'm there to help you any way that I can throughout this process. Because sometimes stuff comes up when you're working through these beliefs, when you're working through identity changes, when you're really aligning with your goals and building out a life and a golf swing. You need some guidance. So don't wait for the group calls. Shoot me a DM. Reach out to the community. We're here to support each other. Good question. What else? Anybody else? Yes, sir. No worries. Easiest way to invite new members. So a couple ways to do it. If you want to invite a bunch of people, I'm happy to get you an affiliate link where you could actually get like 20 or 30% of um, like commissions almost on it. If you just want to send people my way, links in the bio, links on other social medias, lots of ways to do it. If you want to just DM me, happy to set you up any way I can. Good question. What else we got? Anything on belief, identity, the fundamentals? Were you guys tracking what I was trying to say? Hopefully the silence means yes. Got one. Fire away. So the question is, how do you identify your purpose from your job and hobbies? So that's a great question. And there are some exercises that we'll be doing once we get to stance, alignment, intention, being very clear with our goals. Everybody's purpose is different. Um, Everybody has things that are unique to them. For me, that's one of the reasons why I'm building this community is because I'm very passionate about simplifying golf and life instruction. The traditional model, in my opinion, is broken. People spend thousands and thousands of dollars going to either a golf instructor for golf lessons or to a therapist. And more often than not, from what I've seen, personal experience, and other people's experiences, is they get really bad advice, and it's usually band-aid surface level stuff, right? You go to a golf instructor and they tell you, oh, just keep your head down, keep your eye on the ball. Okay. Anything more practical than that? Just swing left and just all this dumb stuff, right? You have an hour with the therapist, and they tell me your problems, and then you just unsurface this stuff, and you don't really give the tools to deal with it, right? For me, I absolutely am obsessed with 7 layer deep exercises, and there's some stuff in here about that. But what I would recommend, Miguel, in the meantime, is get a piece of paper, do some meditation, get a piece of paper, and write on the paper, what is my purpose? Something will come up. You'll write it down. Something will come up. You'll write it down. You need to get down to like level 5, 6, 7. Once you get down there, now you have a clear understanding of like what you actually want to do. Because I give you an example on the 7 layer exercise. If I were to ask either one of you, how you doing today? You're going to knee-jerk reaction, say good or fine. That's what 99% of people do. But then you say, no, how you really doing? "Oh, I'm all right. What's going on, man? How you doing? Oh, man, this and that. Then you ask another one. Now we're 5 layers deep, and now they start telling you what's really going on, right? Because most of us, again, it goes back to beliefs and identities, we just respond, usually subconsciously. And the whole point of this is becoming conscious of everything that we're doing intentionally on the golf course, off the golf course, being very intentional with how we practice the things that we're practicing, the things that we're consuming, the music we're listening to, the things that we're watching. All those things impact our state. So if you want to figure out what your purpose is, what are you passionate about? What lights you up? What is something that you would do every single day of the week, all day long for free if you could if you could live, right? Like now we're on the right path of like what your purpose could be. Does that make sense? I know I went on a tangent there. Absolutely. Cool. Hopefully that was helpful. Any other questions? I'm glad you're tracking, my man. Sorry, just reading the chat here. Shane O'Mac, any questions? Does your microphone not work? Or maybe you're talking? Going once. No mic on your PC. That's a problem. But all good. Do you have any questions? Does the keyboard work? Any questions, bud? No, sir. Very clear. Excited for the coming weeks. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So again, I want to create a community of people that just want to get better. Uh, they don't even have to be a golfer. As you know, Miguel, work with a lot of people that aren't golfers. They're, sales guys or whatever the case may be. I just want to help people. So anyone that you think would benefit from any of this stuff, just send them my way. I'm happy to help. So just start with the fundamentals. If you have any questions or suggestions, please send them my way because this is my first time doing something like this, right? So I'm learning with you guys on how to do this. I would love to build this with you guys. So if you have any feedback, please let me know. Happy to build it with you guys. Like that, that's the whole point. So take your time, go through the process. If you have any questions, I'm here and I'm excited for the next couple weeks as well and months as we continue to grow this community and help a lot of people. All right. Do you want to say- I'm excited for that as well, Miguel. I appreciate it, my guy. So, um, again, I appreciate you guys being here, and I'm really excited for what's to come. If you need anything, please don't hesitate. All right. Appreciate it.